Hello, in this video we'll be doing a internal discussion of what goes on under the hood for the function blocks. What is the difference between Modbus TCP and Ethernet IP for the ABR scanner? Okay, so now without further ado, let me go into let's start with the Modbus TCP. Okay, so this is my function block for Modbus TCP. If I go in, you'll see that I'm using a simple comparison to check whether I have a input on my first register, and then I'll just concat, and if it's different I'll just concat it into a single line. Okay, so we can watch how it works over here by logging in. Okay, so if I run, okay, so here's the, just to let you appreciate more, I would like to show you, there's something I show you. It's that okay, so I want you to notice this is my code over here. Okay, this is my code that I'm concatenating, as well as my current value in my Modbus register. So I'm just reading straight from this one and just everything. Okay, so if you look at my camera, you'll see once I scan my Modbus TCP, my ID actually comes out. Okay, can actually see my Modbus, my ID is actually processed. But if you notice, none of these register moved. Okay, so okay, this one is more obvious. You saw that it moved for a little bit, for a little while before turning back to 0. So this is in the Modbus TCP mode. You actually refresh the value every time you read it. Okay, so you just need to take note. So anything you missed is you missed it already. Yeah, it's a very simple way of working in the Modbus TCP client method. Okay, so it will have its advantages. Is there a better way to do it? Let me go over, let us compare it with the EIP method. Okay, so I will log out and let me pause the video as I get the EIP method ready. Okay, so this is my EIP method. Okay, and under the function block, this is the underlying code inside. Okay, so how you notice, what I'm doing is I'm actually getting all the information in the different kind of information item sequence of this, and I'll process it. So just to further explain, all the datas are actually sequenced in a manner as defined in the manual of the ABR3000. You can find it in page 51 of the manual, and it will say that my 3 registers for my PC output will be in this order: last item sequence, output bit, and fragment sequence. So you notice, what is this fragment, what is this sequence and stuff. Okay, so first, to further explain, okay, most of the definition should be quite straightforward, but there's a difference of what is item and what is fragment. So if we go further down on the manual, it actually explains that over here, you can actually split up the barcode into multiple different fragments. Okay, so that is if my barcode is actually very long and is longer than 128 bytes. Okay, so you can categorize different barcodes. Like for short barcodes, you only have like one item, one fragment, without any fragment. But for barcodes that's longer, you need to follow this sequence of reading. Okay, like you need to read fragment 1, fragment 2, fragment 3, fragment 4, and put them together. So that's the difference in the fragmentation. Okay, So now with so many, so in a situation where you need to piece the fragment together, how do you ensure that you're reading all the data, you actually manage to capture all the data? So that is where uh, you need to actually perform an acknowledgement of the packets you're receiving. Okay, so you can actually notice that in our output, okay, uh, in our output definition, you need to uh, the first word is actually used to control the flow of result message strings. Okay, so my last sequence number, I must acknowledge it. Okay, so whenever you scan a number into you get an input, right? Okay, you need to uh like new okay, every time you get an input, okay, a new sequence number, you need to output it back to the ABR scanner. Okay, so let me show this to you in the actual application. Okay, so let me go to the barcode, open. Okay, I'm gonna load my EIP one. Okay, okay, so this is the one that we used in the previous video. So let me run it. Meanwhile, let me load this new project into the okay. So you see that, okay. So to reflect the difference in the processing method, right? I mentioned every time you get a new, so every time I scan a new code, okay, you can see in my picture, I'm moving my package and it scans, okay. So my item sequence number is actually increased, okay, from 67. Now I move again, and then increase to okay. Let me see if I can zoom in. Hey, wait. Oh, I just realized. Height. Okay, 67. Right. And then every time it improve, it will 68. So the packet will come in with a sequence number, and which will help you determine whether you're reading a new number or not. Okay. So you need to confirm with the ABR scanner that once I get this, I must send this number back. Okay, I must send this number as a set this number as a last item sequence and send it back out to the uh eh, to the scanner itself. Okay, so that is why I have this code over here. So copy the number I received, okay, and I send it back out as a out pointer. Okay, so in this method, yeah, I mean this method also allows you to have an output bit. So this output bit is, remember in my configuration, in the reading phase, you can actually use one of the bits, right, to control whether you turn on or off. Okay, so the output bit is exactly, it's a bit different. So my PLC is outputting into the scanner. Okay, so for my PLC is an output, for my scanner is an input. So can see if I take away my package, I can manually trigger it. Okay, and it scans. Yeah, for it to start reading. Okay. Ah, so this is how it goes. even if I take away my scanner. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I forgot to take away my scanner. So if I start doing a scan once. Okay, wait, let me see. Okay, so note, look at the camera. Okay, so I can actually use EIP to start the reading phase. And oh yo, embarrassing. Not working very well. Hi. Okay, never mind. So let me see. Okay, hi guys. Not sure if it's intentional or not, but after I changed the RPI to a higher number, previously it was 10, but now I changed it to 100. Okay, so my scan will start to work. Oh, that is embarrassing. Okay, it seems that there is some problem. So I think there is a bit of a loss in connection. So okay, never mind. I think I'll investigate this more. But as you can see, most importantly, in the Modbus TCP, the way it actually changes the data is that whenever, yeah, like it'll read whatever data it is, and then that is present, and which you can let it concat to the main string. Yeah, but after a while, you'll change it back to 0. While your in Ethernet IP, you actually hold the data after every read, uh, until you actually take the sequence number that it came with and send it back as an output to your scanner itself, as a kind of acknowledgement of you received the message. Okay, so yeah, that's all. Have a good day.